Greetings, Javelineers and Folksmen. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Frostlands, episode 93, Seraph versus Eidolon. So now I'm going to update the party. Kill the archive boss. So I've got everything I need. I think because of all the temple gears that I found, I'm going to set a spawn point here. It's not like I'm hurting for temple gears at this point. Okay, we're good to go. Guess I really didn't need packed dirt. Whatever. I'm gonna fill my nutrition up. Nom nom nom. And put one more stack of band-aids. Put yet another stack of band-aids. Alright, this is a little too spooky. I'll put lantern on 3. Here we go! Tally-ho. This is the immobilized Eidolon. Big old boss fight. Ah! Stop flinging me around. Alright, doing a little bandaging. And back at it. Wow! Ah! Whee! Dang it. Oh, I caught it. Okay. Doing a little bandaging. Yoink. You can see the javelin meta is pretty strong, but having good armor helps a lot. And you're dead. There is the immobilized Eidolon fight. I got this strange apparatus. Looks like something the treasure hunter would be interested in. And hit nudge nudge. Metal scraps, metal parts, 1 temporal gear. Wow, 1 temporal gear. Alright, yeah, don't be generous, dude. Just keep all the temporal gears for yourself, pal. I'm gonna top up my health. Done. And then, after having beaten the baddie, this, of course, leads back to engineering, as you can see. Engineering is right back that way. There is more this way. A glider schematic. Yes, please. The library resonator. The resonator hums quietly. Search for a recent recording. You hear the soft whirring of small machinery. Then, from deep within the resonator, you hear an echo, growing louder and clearer. The resonator produces these disembodied sounds as if they were right in front of you. A voice whispers, "What do you reckon it's here for?" Another voice hisses, "Quiet, damn you. It can hear you. We'll have to find another way around." Search for a different recording. Silence, then the scraping of metal on stone. A clicking, rhythmic sound drawing closer and fading away. Keep searching. An old man's voice, somehow familiar. "Look, you see that? Roberto, it's not limited to gold. The principle itself scales with greater heights, depending on your tools. When flux is integrated into the process, instead of being the endpoint, what pathways could that open up? And what if we add blood to the mix? Not just any blood, of course, my own wretched blood." Search for more from the old alchemist. "Aren't you listening? I said there's too many missing. Sure, we were dying like mayflies, and mind you, some things are a bit hazy for me towards the end, but even so, they can't have all perished, and they can't have all turned. I cannot be the only one. But where are they? And what is, that's what it always comes back to. Search for related recordings. No, they hardly know anything. Of course, it pains me to see them suffer. They're like little lost children huddled in their homes. But it's for the best. It's all for the best. We had all the knowledge in the world, and worlds beyond. And what good did it do us? No, best leave them to it. Best let them think of me as some old mad sorcerer. Leave me in peace. Forgive me my ramblings. I had lost hope, honestly. It became nothing more than a goal to chase, to keep me sane over all these years. But here we are. And here you all are. Somewhere out there. The world has changed. But if the archives still stand, and you're hearing this message, well, you might already know this. Come find me, my friends. There is much to discuss. The world has shifted since the old days, and I have yet to find where the archives now lay. I cannot give you a direct path, but I will have maps delivered to some familiar places. If you can find your way to, let's see, Nadia, the Spoils, the Lazarette, Cardinals, or perhaps Quiet, you will find further directions. If you do not know these lands, well, I suppose try asking one of the more adventurous sorts around you. Perhaps someone can provide some assistance. I pray your journey is a short one, only a couple decades. Let's search for something old. A confident voice speaks. "Oh, that's right, you're new here. Well, it's not as complicated as it seems. You see, all sounds are remembered, even this conversation now, like old memories in your head. They bounce around within the chamber. Only our memories is flawed and fails with time. In the chamber, these sounds will never fade, and the scribes like yourself can listen in and write what they hear. In this way, we have codified all of history to be accessed whenever we wish." Understandable, but no, the chamber isn't listening. It's only a receptacle. You see that little worm in the corner there? It's hearing everything we say, sending it straight to the chamber. A bit unnerving, eh? You get used to it. In desperate times like these, you never know when they might come in handy. Calling for help if something goes wrong, or at the very least, helping us find out what happened later. Well, let me clarify. The sound isn't exactly written down on the cylinder. We tried that route, but the sound always got muddled. No. What these cylinders do is provide directions, like a map. They tell us, the resonator, exactly where to find the sound within the chamber. And with that, the resonator synchronizes with the chamber to play the sound as though it was right in front of you. No accounting for any issues with the bell's recordings, though. It's an incredible feat, no doubt about that, and I'm pleased to have done my part in realizing and maintaining it. Though at times I can't help but to feel such monumental efforts and resources should have been used elsewhere. A second voice responds. Oh, come now. What could be more important short of the great machine itself? Our libraries are gone, our history hoarded by nobles or left to the rot. This is the last greatest repository of knowledge in the world, and one that will be preserved for all of posterity. If Fawkes doesn't succeed, if we don't survive this, these archives will stand tall for any who come after. If Fawkes doesn't succeed, who do you think will be left to find it if we fail? So in this chamber here, there is a considerable amount of lore books that have cyan spines. I think in the case and scope of my run, I'm not going to be book collecting. Because if I do book collect, I'm easily going to fill up the entire boat full of books, and it will take me like way longer than I wish to spend to collect them all. But just know that if you want to fully deep dive into the lore of the game, you can find like tons and tons of books here. And what I'll do is put these books in this vessel here so they don't despawn, the ones that I've picked up so far. Just so that they exist. Where did I drop the other books? Yeah, whatever, I don't care that much. So this is a multi-floor building. Can I turn on the lights, please? Let me, oh, they haven't invented that technology yet, sorry. Clap on, clap off. We can poke around to see if there's other things other than books. A lot of candles. I don't think I'm gonna need more candles than that. My goodness. Parchment too. I'll take that. But what? Apparently I discovered some lore. I'm not sure what I clicked on. And then on this level here, there's not only books, but you can also muster up some artifacts too. So if you're like an artifact collector, there can be some collectibles. Yeah, something about tapestry lore. Paupers and kings, craftsmen, soldiers, and clergy, all petty distinctions of the face of oblivion. And it's just something written on a tapestry that apparently I clicked. I just didn't recall clicking. So here is some of the display cases. So like this is a saber-tooth skull. Pretty neat. Or Zoolite. What is that? Just fancy artifact. Let's see if any of them are like worth grabbing. Artistic bottle. Insect amber. A Horus statuette. Strange device. Strange device prototype. An hourglass. Looks creepy. A deformed human skull. Yes. It's really easy to, like, miss loot here. As you can see. And it's hard to tell, like, what is lootable and what isn't, and it blends in quite well. But the really important stuff, you won't miss. So the glider schematics is pretty obvious, and the Eidolon vessel I got, like, for the kill. So you're definitely gonna pick that up without fail. I could turn the lights back on, yeah, if I fed the boiler. Perhaps we'll do that in a minute before I cycle back to the boat. So our top floor, we got a graduation hat or something. Pot shards. A cylinder, nice. Pretty ruined glasses. More parchment. I already have a cool link, so I'm gonna not bother with that. Some bowls and pots and all sorts of random stuff up here. And of course books, there's always books. Little crown. Oh, rough diamond. I'll take it. Probably won't do much with it. At the very top here is just kind of like, I'll just show you. So you've got, the shelves get emptier and emptier as you ascend, as you can tell, and more ruined. There's not much up here. But 2 floors down and to the south, you'll have the easier way, or the way out through here. So if you recall, you jumped this. This was the Eidolon room below me. And no, it's fed with coal. So I think I have everything I want on me, on my person from the library at this point. So I'm going to work on getting my loot back to the boat and packing up my campsite here to go back to the boat. It is 1 p.m. So I'll probably make able to make one run during daylight hours. This place looks nicely made. It sure does. The thing in the center is the cylinder. I think. The thing that essentially listens to everything. If you weren't here for the story, I guess you missed it. Maybe someone in chat can inform you. But I did just read a whole bunch of the game's story lore through journaling. Needless to say, I didn't miss anything, if that's what you're wondering and worried about. Everything that needed to be done down there got done. So this run... I'm going to aim at stacking as much as I can in and bringing this stack back. And then the last run I'll grab the bed and the chests. I think I already have a stack of coils. So I'm going to drop the anthracite for the coils. And that looks good to me. Maybe I'll put some bandages away. Because I don't need so many stacks of bandages to bring more of the stuff out. Also, probably should put my inventory back to normal. So pick, knife, shovel, because I might need to traverse the map with my tools. Lantern. Okay, so my inventory is correct, and my hands are full. Alright, let's work our way back. So now, pack up the boat to go home is the priority. Take one chest now? That might not be a terrible idea. Let's see if I can't... Yeah, I'd be able to combine contents and take a chest. Cool. Good call. Alright, working my way back. So I did definitely leave... Like, I'm not going to have a full boat full of stuff. I definitely left a whole lot of loot. But nothing I think is, like, critically useful was left behind. Like, certainly a lot of black coal, but I can always get more black coal. That's not a big concern. How's my Valentine's Day? Pretty good. I am the baker of the family, so I made the wife a chocolate cake and dinner. And she liked the gift I got her. So, if that counts for something. The thing I asked from her didn't pan out. I want to like rant about it. I have fond memories. I haven't so to preface, I remember like years and years and years ago enjoying like the sort of chocolate oranges that you smash and then you have the like chocolate slicers or whatever. And I had asked her for one for Christmas, just as like a, yeah, that'd be a nice stocking stuffer, and she forgot. So she got one for me for Valentine's Day, and it was bad. It was like actively bad, and I was surprised. And I looked it up, and it's apparently because like years ago when I liked it, it had like a higher chocolate count, or it was like made more of chocolate, and nowadays it's like not. It has... Is that a grizzly bear? Or a moose? It has such a lack of chocolate. Yeah, it's a grizzly bear. That it's not even allowed to be called chocolate anymore. It's like a chocolate product or something. So... Then I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't just like my memory that it used to be better. It's like actively just bad now. Because I hadn't had one in like, I don't know, over a decade. It just was one of those random things that popped in my mind. Oh, that'd be nice. Because she asked me to, you know, ask for something, essentially. And there's certainly a lot of products like that. This is where the ranting gets in, where it's like a lot of confectionery, a lot of like chocolate makers and the like have just been using less and less chocolate and more like palm oil. And I have quite the bone to pick with palm oil. Like, I hate palm oil products unless the palm oil's sourced ethically. It sounds preachy, but basically, most people know about the, like, slashing and burning of the Brazilian rainforest for cattle, for beef, and how, like, absolutely ridiculously wasteful it is. Nobody really wants the rainforest slashed and burned. Got it, right? Well, palm oil is basically the same thing in Indonesia. They slash and burn rainforest for palm oil. And it's just as destructive, and it's terrible, and it's just a way to make, like, cheaper candies, for the most part, and cheaper, like, filler oils. So, I usually try to avoid palm oil products, because I find them distasteful for what it does to the earth. And, Apparently, the chocolate that I remembered from childhood has just gone down that palm oil path, and it's now pretty bad. Is what it is. Yeah, my rant's over. I probably don't need to worry too much about stacking, but it does look like we're up to 44 rusty gears, which is pretty good, because I believe we are either at or just about at the threshold for the gears we need in order to buy said elk. Yes, and exactly. The main threat for the palm oil is it ruins orangutan habitats, so it's really bad for orangutans. It kills their habitats and it displaces all the animals in that rainforest, right? Us humans, we don't really know how to plant rainforests. You really can't, like, plant a rainforest. A rainforest develops over probably more like centuries than decades. So you ruin it. You know, like, it's also somewhat true of old growth forests, but rainforests are especially hard to, like, replace. Whereas old growth forests, like, at least you can plant a mix of trees and be patient and wait. But again, rant over. But yeah, that was my Valentine's Day. Eating nostalgic chocolate only to realize it has been ruined by capitalistic greed. Is the way it is. Palm oil is also bad for human consumption, so you avoid it like the plague. I haven't looked too much into, like, its health issues. But I avoid it for... I don't need more reasons to avoid it. Alright, let's... Is that moose? Alright, it's moving on. What about that grizzly bear? I don't see it. Now that I'm in, like, full armor, I'm a lot less afraid of bears and moose. It's not to say I, like, want to mess with them, but I am sitting on a stack of bandages and full steel armor with metal shield, so it's less concerning than it would be otherwise. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up the rest of the camp, and even if I stumble a little bit in the dead of night, because nightfall's coming, I'm going to work my way back home. You don't go to Chick-fil-A anymore for ethical reasons, so you can agree with my palm oil rant? I mean, I don't get preachy, but I do make a lot of... I'm happy to make personal sacrifices in the name of greater good. I'll put it that way. Without getting preachy, I am very willing to give up things I like if it's better for humanity or the planet. Is maybe the shortcut way of saying my, like, personal consumption beliefs. And beyond that, I try, and it's so hard to do, and I wish there was better alternatives, but I try like hell to avoid plastic. I'm a very firm believer in that plastic is just the newest generation's lead and asbestos, and it's going to be even harder to get rid of than lead or asbestos. So I'm sitting in a room full of plastic, but I do try to avoid it for, like, as much as I can. As much as any reasonable person can, but it's pretty unavoidable. It's like I don't brush my teeth with, like, horse tail toothbrush. You know, I don't take it to that kind of extreme. But yeah, microplastics to be sure, yeah. And some things are hard to avoid, right? Like, there's no car tires, for instance, that I can use that don't shed, because, like, a significant portion of the microplastics we're exposed to is just from, like, car tires, right? It's like, I don't have a special car that doesn't have rubber tires, you know? You can only take it so far, is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. So, I'm not like irrational. I'm not, you know, oh, yo, stop it! Ah! Freaking haunted. Yeah, I'm not irrational about my avoiding of certain... Yeah, everything I do is for the sake of my children. Exactly. That's a really elegant way of putting it. Alright, in case I get hypothermic on the way home, I might as well take the logs. And I obviously prepped like many times more pies than was necessary, but I don't know. Pies are nice. I'll leave that on. Why the heck not? So I packed up the camp. I'll take this. Yoink. But I'll leave the light on so that future explorers knows that Kilroy's been here. But I heard something. You're sure polar bears sleep at night? I mean, I might be jumped. Honestly, the damage from the polar bear is more threatening in that if it, like, knocked me down and I took fall damage, it has pretty high damage tier, but I'm so armored that it wouldn't be too hard of a fight to win, I don't think. But I'm definitely not looking... I'm not spoiling for a fight at night in terrain that's near impassable. Definitely not. I'm also going to rely on you, chat, to remind me to set a new spawn point once I'm back to home. Because if I die, I do not want to spawn here at the Res Archive. That would be annoying. If that happened, I would just try to die like 19 more times and then default spawn back at my base. Because each spawn gear set spawns you 20 times. We're almost back to the boat. Body temp is looking okay. Nutrition's looking great. Inventory's looking full. And then the worry is, has our canal that we dug out to get here frozen over? I might need to, like, ice break my way back. But hopefully not. So talking about that boss fight with the Eidolon, he has it has a few different attack sets, and if you try to hide, it'll do like a ground slam and cause rocks to fall on you. So it's a type of fight that you're kind of like forced to stay roughly in range, which is interesting. I kind of like it like that. And yeah, I approached it with the spear throwing, because I feel like the spear throwing is the highest DPS that you can do to it. Okay, there we go. So boat is all back to normal. Bangface, thank you for the resub. And I'm pulling away from this coast. So the next is the deep red arrow. That's our next point of interest. So I'm going to not delete these, but unpin the ones that are no longer relevant for us. Actually, I can just delete that one. I'm never going to need it. It is 9 p.m. in game, so it's going to be dark a while. And I'm, until I hit open ocean, I'm going to keep my armor on. So if I get shot at from the shoreline, I'm not going to die. So it looks like protein satiety is a little lower. Oh, that's... So this was the canal we dug. Or no, this wasn't the canal we dug. This was just a natural waterway. Unpinned. So now we're headed for the bright red X. And it's going to be a minute traveling back. Took a while to get out here. It'd be cool if you could put a lantern in the front of the sail, like a bowsprit. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a better spot for the lantern, full stop. Or put the lantern up where the, like, wind vane is or something. I mean, it works enough. I think, I'm pretty sure the boat is, like, a work in progress, right? The anchor doesn't work yet. It doesn't actually have physics, so you fall through it. There are a lot of improvements to be made to it, so it'll probably get better in time. And then possibly also sailing mechanics, so that you can sail with the wind to go faster. That would be a big one. Because as it is now, this sailboat's only 20% faster than a raft. Of course, it can store, 8 times more things than a raft? But being only 20% faster is not much of an advantage in terms of move speed, so... It would be really nice if there were improvements to the boat so that it was really worth building. Possibly even going so far as to using fat or wax to like wax the hull to make it faster. That's like a consumable or something. I don't know. Just a whole bunch of different things that you could do so that it would feel more worth it. Because it's a bit of an undertaking as it is, right? With the amount of linen that is required. But the benefit doesn't feel worth the effort so much, unless you're trying to haul a lot of things overseas. But with the default map generation, unless you set it up in the way I did, where you have ocean worlds, there's not a lot of opportunities to use a sailboat on default map generation because there's not a lot of oceans on default map generation. And digging a bunch of canals and locks could be cool if you're trying to city build on like a multiplayer server. But if you're not on a multiplayer server trying to make like Venice or Netherlands or something, then your need for a sailboat's pretty close to zero. Oh, come on. Give me like an icebreaker prow. Alright, we're not going through there. Let's try around. No, that's even worse. I might have to jump out, get a little wet, and smash some ice. Yeah, I'm glad that we saw some over-ocean travel for the Res Archive 2. Made making the sailboat worth it. I was pretty sure going into it that we were going to need a sailboat. Just given the map generation that I had, so it was nice to feel validated in that way. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Frostlands, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 20th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.